Hi, I'm Josie Naughton and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Choose Love.
I'm going to go straight in. Josie, in 2015, you and a group of your best mates started Choose Love, formerly known as Help Refugees, in response to the crisis in the jungle camps of Calais in France. Since then, you've helped over 1 million people in 15 countries. What would you say to 2015, Josie, the you that was only just starting to figure out how to be useful in the refugee crisis? And that this was the start of you dedicating your whole life to it in a way, right?
Oh my God, that's a really good question. Not something I've ever thought about before. What would I say? I would say believe in yourself and you can do this, and don't underestimate how much individuals can do, groups of people, small groups of people can do, or what extraordinary things ordinary people can do.
I want to go to the very beginning of that journey as well, like before Choose Love, before when you working in the music industry. I read somewhere that when you were a kid, you wanted to work for the UN. I didn't know what the UN was until I was like a teenager. So I guess I wanted to ask, where did that kind of come from? Did you kind of grow up in and around activism?
I had a really amazing religion and philosophy teacher called Mrs. Grill, who really tried to instill activism in her students. She used to get us to write amnesty letters and stuff. I just loved her. And so I think it came from her, and that was definitely what I wanted to do with my life. But then my life had other plans for me, and I ended up dropping out of university and working in a bar in Camden, and kind of not really knowing what I was going to do. And I was dealing with various different things, and kind of thought that doing something so grown up and proper wasn't in my career path. And it's funny how life turns out, because actually all of the connections that I made led to me working in music, and that then led to being able to start Choose Love and help refugees in the way that we did. So everything happens for a reason.
Today, it feels like the political climate in the UK on the refugee crisis is deteriorating somewhat. Over the last year, there's been reports from the Home Office of things like, water cannons in the Channel, maybe prison camps off the British Isles. How do you approach a political climate like that, especially when something like the Dubs agreement has been abandoned last year and we seem to be sliding backwards? Do you still have hope in terms of how you can carry the fight onwards?
I always do have hope, but I do think that there needs to be a kind of rethink around the strategy of how communication is happening, because we do just live in this polarized society and this polarized space online, and it's something that we feel really aware of. We have to be able to have conversations, and obviously we so venomously disagree with so much of this rhetoric and these actions and these policies, but we have to find a way to have conversations, because that's in the best interests of the individuals who are being caught up in this. And I think there needs to be a stronger working together of organizations, of people working towards the more just world. It's always a kind of fine line to walk, I think, between speaking the truth, calling things out, but also being effective. And we're trying to kind of navigate that and work with as many people and organizations as we can to do that.
Yeah. What does being a global citizen mean to you?
Being a global citizen means doing your part, doing your best, and for everyone that means something different. And having that sense of responsibility that we should all have to build the world that we want to see, and living and enacting that every day.